It's been a while since I made a video on my Grounded Forever world, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on everything that I've built so far in this world. So first off, we're going to start at the house that I started off the series with. This is the one that I built right here, like in the middle of the yard. And you'll notice it's right near the juice. There's a can over here, there's a soda can over here, and then just over here, there's a field station, and then there's the wooden plank that's laying down over there. The reason I built this here was because it was really flat. You'll notice I have a pretty decent sized house here, and I was able to extend it out a little bit by putting in these clay foundations here just to flatten it out a little bit more. The only reason I didn't stay with this, if you weren't following along, was because this was a rather dangerous place to build, even though there was no base raids for some reason. I don't know why this doesn't agitate any bugs. Like, it doesn't agitate the larvae, even though the larva den's right behind it. It does have larvae walking by it all the time. There's also a bombardier beetle. You'll see there's lawn mites down there. There's lawn mites over here. There's orb weavers over in this direction, but on the other side of the field station. And then there's wolf spiders that randomly patrol past here. Overall, it's a nice house, and it's a decent location. You shouldn't get raided by faction or activity from building here, which is a cool thing. And one thing that is definitely cool is there's usually weevils in here. So you'll wake up in the morning and you will usually have a couple of weevils in here that you can have for meals for the rest of the day. So overall, it's a pretty cool location. And like I said, it was the first one I built in on this world because I hadn't built here before. So let me take you over to the second house I built, and then we'll be showing off some of the other things I haven't shown off yet in any of the videos. Heading up to the second house I built, this is the one that was featured in a couple of the videos in this series. And this is one that I put a pretty good amount of time into. It's pretty large, as you can see. It's up here on the retaining wall. It's just on the west side of the map here, or the east side of the map, sorry, east side of the map here, right where the hedge lab is. So the hedge lab is back in there. And I built up here because it was relatively flat. The only problem is it should have been safe and easy to defend for raids, because theoretically the only thing that should attack would be bugs from like over this side, because if they spawn down here, they'll be easy to kill. The only problem with building here is apparently it is too close to mosquitoes, because the mosquitoes, like the wetlands here, even though there's no mosquitoes like in sight, the closest mosquitoes are way over there in the bird bath, and there's some over there in this water. It does seem to agitate them, and I am essentially, when I was living here, constantly being attacked by mosquitoes via raids. So this house was actually like fully decked out here. Has level 5, level 5 coziness here. I decorated it for the most part. It's got everything I would possibly need in it. It's got a nice little bedroom up here with some different things, storing all my armor and weapons up here. Got the kitchen area down here, a little deck area out here, which is kind of the thing I was going for, was having this outside seating area here with the fireplace, which I thought was pretty cool. There's a fireplace inside as well, so it doubles up there. Got the nice little crafting area back here, so kind of condensed. I didn't really clean it up and build like a perfect storage space for it, because I ended up moving over to another location. The other reason I built up here was because I could put the farms here, and they would be on they're on flat ground here, so it was easy to make. However, there were twice as many farms as this, or sorry, was the garden patches. I had about twice as many as this, I think, and they ended up, half of them got destroyed by mosquitoes in a mosquito raid. So because of that, I ended up just abandoning this location. But what I did do, and I apologize for the movement up the steps here in case it gives anybody motion sickness, I ended up building another house, which I showed on a couple of my live streams, so you may or may not have seen that. But in the interim, I also built a little zipline hub up here. So I decided to use the oak tree. I was going to build a house on the oak tree, but then I thought, you know what, if I get raided for some reason and everything up here is weed stems, there's a good chance it's going to get destroyed, even though I tried to anchor them pretty good. The only thing that can raid you if you're built up here on the oak tree is going to be either mosquitoes or wasps, and I didn't really want to have to deal with that. So I ended up just making some platforms up here to make a zipline hub. And this lets me get around the yard a little bit quicker. I probably could do it a little bit faster if I made like an even taller tower going back and forth, but it'll suffice. So I have one over here that goes to the wall up there that's right by the juice box. And the reason I have that there is because there's a location back here, which I'll take a look at a little bit later on, that I'm going to end up building something in the upper yard that I haven't done. We got this zip line over here, which takes me to the upper yard, and that'll let me get to the charcoal area pretty quickly, as well as getting to the shed and undershed if I need to go over there. And then this one's going to take me over to the place that I have my other house. The only place I haven't built a zip line yet to is I'll probably build one over to the deck over there, just in case I need to get to the hedge for whatever reason. It'll also go over that first house I have, because the first house does not have a zip line currently going above it. So I'll probably end up building one over there. But This is the zip line. I originally had this one going from all the way over there to all the way over here, but now I've shortened it up a little bit so it reduces the travel time. All right, so I landed over on the picnic table. What I did was I made a couple of other zip lines over here, which I'll show real quick and let you know why I did it. One of the main things I wanted to do on this save was build places I hadn't built before, so that's why I've kind of picked some locations. And honestly, it was tough because I've built in most places that are good to build in the entire map, so it was kind of tough to find some places I hadn't. So I built a little zip line here. I can actually glide from the cooler over there if I need to, but I built this over here just to be a quick way to get over here to get charcoal if I need it. And then I moved the zip line that was connected to the one underneath of the little book, the book over there, over to here, and this one takes me down to the house here. And again, if you watched any of my live streams, you probably saw me building this house. This was originally going to be the location of the museum. I ended up tearing apart the museum because I didn't like how it looked. I might end up rebuilding that at some point in the future. But what I ended up doing was I ended up building this house over here. This was featured in the best base locations because I honestly think this might be the best spot to build your base. And just really quickly to recap why I think that's the case. Number one, there doesn't seem to be any aggro to faction activity over here. I don't think the bees raid you as far as I know. And they're the only thing over here. There's no dangerous creatures over here. There is a wolf spider that will patrol like along the walking path over there, but it doesn't come anywhere close to over here. The bombardier beetles don't come anywhere close over to here. And the bees don't bother you if they're underneath the table. So there's really nothing back here. There's larvae that burrow under the ground, but unless you dig them up, they don't attack you. There's tons of building materials back here. There are more weed stems back here than you could possibly ever use. There's some mushrooms growing over there. This is also probably the best spot in the map for finding pebblets. You can see there's tons of rocks over here. There's also, I think, like 80 to 100 clay if you search around underneath the picnic table over here, so you can build all the foundations you want. And all in all, it's just a really good spot. So let me give you a quick tour of this house. I have pretty much fully built it out. I built the fence all around it in case I ever do get attacked, but since I've been living here, I've not been raided one time. Now, as I say that, you know what usually happens, so you end up probably getting attacked, but I built two two collectors out here, so I can grab those from outside or from inside. Got a jerky rack over here. We got some roasting spits in case I need to put food on here. I did collect one of each pet. I did that for the pet video that I did with the pet tier list guide, if you didn't see that one. So I got one of each pet that I have here. And then just got like a little sitting area out here that's outside. These look pretty cool at nighttime with the firefly lamps here. Inside here, we have a kitchen that's got the cookery. It's got a refrigerator. It's got the smoothie station. Got all the storage up here for all the food items. In here, we got a little dining room. This was, the only thing here is I don't have extra chairs because the chairs, honestly, because you can sit in the chairs, which I know a lot of people wanted, because you can sit on them, you can't push them in, so it's kind of hard to put the chairs next to the tables. But that's my little dining room table there. Put all the shelves here, and as you can see, again, I have coziness level 5. I have one of each couch, I believe. I think I have one of each couch. So we got the pupil leather couch, we got the red ant queen couch, and we got the black ant queen couch. We got the little rocking chair over there. Got some, I think, one of each rug here as well, and then we got a bunch of the vases around. Upstairs is going to be, we got the hot tub here, my bedroom, which has the nice little pedal bed here for the maximum bonuses here. We got the armor stand back here, so I have all my armor and weapons and stuff in these storage here. Here's the fire ant queen sofa there, and then all the crafting stuff up here with a nice little storage area that is full of the large storage chests, and if I need to, I can expand this by just putting a shelf up here and putting an extra layer of chests in here. But overall, this turned out really nice. I like the way this one ended up looking. So those are the houses I have built so far. And like I said, the other project that I'm possibly going to work on at some point in the future would be finishing or starting the museum here and finishing it. But there's also one other location that I am interested in building in. So I'm going to head over there real quick. So as I touched upon just a minute ago, I built this zip line here for two reasons, really. One, to get over to this spot where I want to end up building, but also it lets me cross the pond, and if I need to get to the little pagoda over there, I can for the field station. I blocked this off on both sides just so bugs wouldn't get inside of here. But the main thing up here is I want to show you where I'm planning on building, and this is a pretty cool spot that I know a lot of people have built in before, but it's also a very safe location. So if you sneak underneath of here, so we're in the upper yard here. You'll see here where I am on the map. The closest thing that you can see by here is going to be, I think it's the pink Barbie car, or the pink car here. And it's just over here. You go under this little lid down here, and this takes you into a little hole. We'll get our torch out so you can see. There's a badge in here you can grab. And then up here takes you to the milk molar bottle. And there will be like 5 milk molars in here, so you can want to collect those. The reason I want to build in here is because I don't have a location in the upper yard, and because this is super safe. If you get raided, bugs cannot attack you because you're inside of this glass cage here. Essentially, the glass bottle here, they are plastic, whatever it's made out of. They cannot attack you. So you could get raided and they'll just sit outside and they won't be able to get inside of here. It also, even though it doesn't look very big, it's actually pretty spacious. You can build a pretty decent size outpost here. This wouldn't be my main base location, but for an upper yard location, just have a stopping off point to sleep, get some resources, craft some stuff, drop off some storage if I need to, and just to have like a, so I don't have to constantly go back and forth across the map right now, because the zip lines, even though they are pretty good at getting, they're pretty good at helping you get around the map, they are still not as good as like the teleporters, which you don't lock until I think New Game Plus 2. And you also might notice I am using different armor now. I've been using the spider armor, and I have an aphid pet. The reason I've been doing that is because I found that while also played through the entire game with my kids on a multiplayer world, and I was using this armor just to kind of switch it up a bit, the movement speed on it is actually crazy. And the funny thing is, on that save, I move even faster because I think there's a bug that lets me, it gives me credit for the aphid pet even though I don't have the aphid pet equipped, and I'm just like literally flying around the map. So if you're looking for like the fastest way to get around the map, I recommend using the spider armor, get an aphid pet, and then honestly, if you get the New Game Plus, you can get some of the trinkets that have the quickness on them, make you move even faster. So anyway, that's where I am so far in my Forever World. I've done everything besides the undershed, I believe, on this save. Yeah, I haven't done the undershed. That's the only thing I haven't done yet. So other than that, everything's done in the base game. So anyway, if you found the video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Consider subscribing for more content just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.